Hi everyone, this is Summer. Welcome to the Endless Summary. Basically, in this channel, ang gagawin ko, mag-review lang ako ng mga K-dramas, movies, anything under the sun. Anong man ang matripan ko. Like Pokemon, kung ano-ano. I will just put in the description kung ano man yon for that particular video. Then you can just comment down below kung ano bang gusto nyo i-cover ko or i-review ko for future references. So, ang background ko ganito lang. I'm just playing a game while waiting on the update. Then, update lang, ganun. For my first review, it would be Just Like Heaven. The movie Just Like Heaven. This starring Mark Ruffalo and Reese Witherspoon. Actually, this is way back 2005 when it was released. Maganda siya for me because it's just light, rom-com, pero ang dami mo mapupulot na aral. Ang dami mo mapupulot ng mga tiny bits of life tips, kumbaga, na maa-apply mo sa sarili mong buhay. So, the movie begins showing a hard-working doctor, si Reese Witherspoon, si Dr. Masterson. So, yun ang buhay niya. Doon umiikot yung buhay niya. Parang she's like super workaholic, 24/7 sa hospital, bihira umuwi, late mag-clock out, walang life outside the work. So parang it's like she's very bound or tied to her work. So parang trabaho. Then, one instance, yung kapatid niya, in-invite siya for dinner. Kasi parang irereto siya o ipapakilala siya sa isang lalaki. Kasi nga, alam niya yung kapatid niya ay walang buhay. So, siya na yung nag-approach doon. So, parang ganun ang ganap. While on the way to her sister, unfortunately, nabangga siya. Ang ate mo girl, nabanggay. So, the next scene cuts with Mark Ruffalo searching for a new apartment, searching for a new place. So, ang dami niya na napuntahan na mga apartments, na mga lugar, pero hindi niya matripan. Hindi niya gusto. Eventually, as fate would have it, there's a small piece of parchment that's been flying around. Basta, alam mo niyo yung setup sa pelikula na parang persistent. Na kahit anong gawin mo, hindi mo matanggal yung papel. So, eventually, landed on his face. Then that is just across to where he was looking at. So he checked kung available. They said, yes, it is. Then he started occupying it. It's a month-to-month rent basis. So the story is he's wallowing over the debt of his fiancée. So parang homebody, yung ganap niya sa bahay lang siya, nagpapakalunod sa alak, masyadong dinadamdam ang mga ganap sa buhay kasi nga nawala. Parang ganun ang atake. Then all of a sudden, bigla na lang lumabas out of nowhere itong si Reese Witherspoon or si Elizabeth. Then started accusing him of being like a robber or a thief or a homeless na parang ano ginagawa mo dito? Bahay ko to, apartment ko to, gano'n. So hanggang sa they figured out eventually that she was a ghost. So, ang daming ganap noon. Parang ginawa pa ni Mark Ruffalo, nagsabot siya ng mga Ghostbuster, padasal, lahat ng eme para lang mapapunta si Elizabeth to the light. Follow the light nga, ika. Pero wala namang light. So, hanggang sa na-realize nila na it wouldn't work. Wala, ganun talaga ang ganap ng buhay nila. So, they just dealt with it since hindi pa nila alam kung paano nga. And then, eventually, parang gusto nang malalaman ni Reese kung ano ba naging buhay niya, sino ba siya, kasi nga wala siyang maalala. Wala siyang ganap outside the house. Parang, she only exists when Mark Ruffalo is there. Or David, his name, his character name. Hanggang sa they investigate, may nakita silang an address that might link up to someone or somewhere that could jog her memory, and then it went to a restaurant near the hospital where she was working. Then it moved forward from there. So nalaman niya na, doctor ako, I save lives, I work here, blah blah blah. All throughout those conversation, she was being pulled by a force, something. Eventually, they saw her lying comatose si bakla. So, kaya pala she's still lingering here is because she still have unfinished business. She's in a state where she's neither alive nor dead. So, she's in between those. Ngayon, nung nalaman na nilang gano'n ang sitwasyon niya, ang lolo mo, David, medyo naiinlababo na, left. So, sabi niya, dito ka na sa hospital kasi for sure, I know you miss your sister, your nieces, tapos yung katawan mo gusto mong bantayan, syempre kung ano mangyayari, anong ganap. Ngayon, before mangyari lahat yon, since she was a doctor, they were being asked daw to sign some like approval or some permission na pag ikaw ay brain dead na for a few months, wala nang choice. So, kailangan nang i-let go. Parang ganun yung atake before. Which she was pro-life. I know, not pro-life, but was pro on that policy. That's why she signed the papers. But now, seeing that she's in this predicament, in this situation, syempre, she flipped na parang, no, I'm pro-life now. Parang ganon. Syempre, hindi siya naririnig ng kapatid niya, si David lang nakakakita sa kanya. She felt kind of helpless. Then, David made a suggestion to talk to her sister. Baka maintindihan. So, parang ang atake nila is, kailangan meron ako information na ikaw yung dalawa lang yung nakakaalam para maniwala siya. So, hanggang sa pumunta siya sa bahay ng kapatid niya, he tried to explain, pero it was too late, sabi niya, kasi she already signed the papers to let go of Elizabeth. Ngayon, lola mo, syempre, matitegi bells ka na. Hopeless na ang case. Parang, it's the 11th hour. Let go na daw. Parang, so, pinauwi niya na si David. Siya, nagstay na lang siya dun sa kapatid niya. And then, there's this one girl who was, I think, a level below David, this apartment. Knocked on his apartment saying she was locked up. Siyempre, alam mo na. Ang ganap nito parang may crush siya kay David. Then, chika-chika, tumawag na daw siya kunwari ng locksmith, waiting na lang. Tapos parang nasisense niya naman yan, for sure. Hanggang sabi ng girl, can I use your bathroom? But she went straight to the bedroom and then stripped naked. Ngayon, hindi alam ni David kung ano gagawin niya. And all of a sudden, Lizzie or Elizabeth popped out of nowhere again. And alam mo yun, parang sad siya, depressed na ng atake. Tapos narinig niya na parang, may tao ba dito? May kasama ka ba? Parang, oh. Then nakita niya nga. So sabi niya, go for it. Parang, I don't wanna hinder you. You're living, you're in this moment. Well, I'm just in the way. So eventually, inayaan niya siya. Sabi niya, sige, akit lang ako. I'll just wait for you dun sa rooftop kasi they have access to the rooftop. Wala pang ilang minutes, bumalik na itong si David McKeith. Kasi nga, he wasn't feeling it. Sabi niya, nothing happened. Ngayon, ang chika-chika sila sa rooftop na parang baka may magawa pa siya, ano bang gusto mong i-fulfill, anything on your bucket list, parang parang gusto mo bang pumunta sa ibang bansa, anywhere that I can take you, parang he wants to give Lizzie yung final wish, kumbaga, bago siya mag-disappear for life. Sabi ni Lizzie, wala, ni Elizabeth. So they just lay there. She just wanna spend time with him. So, morning came. Ang lolo mo nakaisip ng very bright idea. Sabi niya, itatakas ko yung katawan mo. Parang, that's the least that I can do para to give you more time. Malay mo makabalik ka nga sa katawan mo. So, ang ginawa niya, ang sabi ni ate mo, girl, if you really want to do this, kailangan mo ng kasabwat, kailangan mo ng kasama, tutulong sa'yo, kailangan mo ng van. Parang, I'll know all the medical tools that you will need, the procedure, parang ganon. And then, he was able to convince his best friend, which was, plot twist, the guy who set up the date for her, because this guy, JJ, was actually an ex of her sister, Abby. So, siya yung blind date ni Elizabeth on that fateful day. So it ties up on that fate na they were meant to meet each other. So parang kaya siya lang yung nakakakita sa kanya. Siya yung unfinished business niya, kumbaga. So, ganun nga yung atake ng kwento. So, napapayag niya na yung best friend niya na, oh no, kailangan natin iligtas yung kapatid ni Abby. Kasi nga, she was meant to meet you that night. So, hindi naman natin pwedeng pabayaan at tanggalin na lang life support at madenbol si Elizabeth. After that, they started arranging for the escape. So, that was 11:30. Kaso, ang ganap is 12 siya tatanggalan ng life support. Unfortunately, itong bidabidang co-worker ni Lizzie na ay maagang dumating. Dumating doon na ang 15 minutes early. So, natarantan nila sa mga lola mo. So, gawa lang sila paraan, etchos, delay, hindi gumana, hanggang sa tinakas nila sa pilitan. Then, security came, eventually, her life support was taken out. But something miracle happened. David kissed Elizabeth. And then I think that triggered something because she felt something, and then she woke up. She wake up. Woke up. She woke up. Kaso, another plot twist. She doesn't remember him. She doesn't remember anything that they've done for the past couple of days because maybe she was on that state. So, basically, nung bumalik siya sa katawan niya, per se, hindi niya na maalala lahat ng ganap na yun. So, few days passed, they met again doon sa rooftop. Kasi ginawa ni David ng parang mini garden yung place na yun. Kasi gusto daw ni Elizabeth before yun. Na yun yung gusto niya gawin sa rooftop na yon kasi life has been busy kaya wala siya nagawa kahit ano. And then, she asked, paano ka nakakyat dito? There was a spare key doon sa sa fire extinguisher. Ngayon, sabi niya, okay, I need the key back. Kasi syempre, ayokong ganap dyan ka lang sa lingering at alam mo lahat ng ganap ko dito sa life. Ang ginawa niya, when he was about to hand the key, yung palad niya na medyo lapad, nakalapat din sa niya din, sa kamay din ni Elizabeth. Then all the members came rushing back to her, and then she said, it was not a dream. It was all real. So eventually naalala niya lahat, they kissed, and that was the end. It was just a light movie. But yung take ko dun is that, for instance, si Elizabeth, marami sa atin na we've been focused on work, on trying to put food in the table for our family, trying to prove something, not to anyone but to us, trying to be successful. I'm not saying everyone, pero most of us has that urge to do better. But in doing so, masyadong tayo nagiging focus sa ating work, that we tend to forget how to live. We're not saying that work is not important. It's just that you have to balance it out. Kaya nga may life and work balance. Although mahirap pa rin siyang balansehin, you have to find a way. You have to find a point where you can disconnect your work life and then just live your life. Parang the sense of having a life and work balance is that you're living at the same time enjoying life. And I just lost. So, marami sa atin yung ganun, si parang Elizabeth. Also, on David's case, love comes once or twice and you'll never know it unless you open your heart to that person, to that eventful, faithful opportunity, because some of us just close our heart after a heartbreak, after a breakup, so much disappointment, so much fear of getting hurt again. But it will come to you eventually. So, dito sa movie na to, I picked up na life wouldn't always go your way, and tomorrow is never guaranteed. So live your life to the fullest without yung hindi naman sa expense ng work mo. Alam mo yun, parang just try to balance it out as much as you can, so that you could still live and enjoy life at the same time. That's it for this video's review. For next week, I'll try to do, let's say, a game or a TV series or a K-drama. I don't know. Bahala na. Kung ano man ang mapag-isipan ko. So, that has been it. This has been Summer. So just leave a comment if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and then I'll see you on the next one. Bye!